When they deny you the visa, do they like pass out a photo of you with the line through it, like when you steal pork and beans from the grocery store? Hey, shout out to all of our subscribers and members here on the channel. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. Because now that holiday season has begun, it means that some of us will be privy to some very uncomfortable conversations. Hey, Candace, I was looking for you over on the Daily Wire. What happened?
I have nothing left here, and there is so much that I would like to say, and there is so much that I am fighting for my right to say, but today I just feel like we crossed into another territory. Everyone can see what's happening. Everyone can at first see the public attacks on me.
You know, it was time for a change. Yeah, it was time for a change. It was time for me to stretch my legs and grow as a creator. You know, you stay in one place too long, it can be suffocating. So I just want to make sure I had space to grow and breathe. So I went to YouTube. You know, it's funny you should mention that, because I was looking for you on YouTube and it looked like they wasn't letting you post for a minute.
These attacks against me and my character have not stopped, and I think partially it's being driven by the fact that they have not been successful. There's obviously a very real attempt to smear and to libel me out of existence, to make my audience not want to follow me anymore. And there is an entire network working behind the scenes to make that happen.
It was a problem with the servers. Yeah, their servers was jammed up for about a week, you know, after I had posted the Kanye thing. Because I posted the Kanye thing, and then it was so much traffic, you know, because everybody wanted to see the Kanye thing with so much traffic. So that jammed up the servers. That's all. So I had to wait. It took like a week for everything to clear out. And then it was cool. And I said, you know, in the meantime, while y'all figure everything out, I should hit the road and let the people see me in live and in person. That's a good idea. We actually got tickets to go see you in Australia. See, what happened was they're not going to do that one in Australia. They're not going to do that one in Australia because you know, the kangaroos got out. Yeah, the kangaroos got out. They acting up. They were mad that Hugh Jackman not making no more Wolverine movies, and they've been listening to too much Kylie Minogue. They feeling themselves. You know, they out here acting like Nicole Kidman. They out of control. And until they get that situation under control, I'm gonna keep my distance. Oh, that ain't no problem. We gonna be in that part of the world anyway, so we'll just pop over and see you in New Zealand. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I just got a notification. Candace Owens' history of outrageous comments caught up with her as she's been denied a visa to enter New Zealand for a speaking engagement after she was denied entry in Australia last month, when officials said she has the capacity to incite discord in almost every direction. Now that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense, because if Australia says she has the capacity to incite discord in every direction, New Zealand right there. You know what I mean? New Zealand right there is like, well, it's definitely gonna be in our direction. You know what I mean? We right in the firing line of all the discord. So let's go ahead and cut that off. Now I'm just wondering how this works. When they deny you the visa, do they pass out a photo of you with the line through it, like when you steal pork and beans from the grocery store? Because if so, I need a copy. I got space on my wall. Matter of fact, maybe I should just make one. If you're watching this, feel free to submit. Candace, hosted by Candace Owens, conservative American commentator Candace Owens, is still selling tickets to speaking events in New Zealand. Owens, who hosts a YouTube show, I guess the ban is over. She was refused an entertainment worker's visa to New Zealand on Thursday on the grounds that visas cannot be given legally to people who have been banned from another country, a spokesperson for the New Zealand Immigration Agency told the Associated Press. Now, I do think that's a fairly reasonable bar for extending visas, but I'm wondering why that isn't the norm. Like, why that wasn't just assumed. You know, people that are specifically banned from specific countries, generally for behavior that is objectionable in the great many of them. Yeah, that's probably how that is. You know, I've had some conversations with immigration before, you know, when I was trying to get up to Canada to go do stand-up. Shout out to Rumors in Winnipeg. I had to explain away all the CDs that was in my bag. You know, I had to explain away all the candy bars I had. I had to explain away why you have 3 external hard drives for 1 week. Y'all know. But I never had to explain away why I was banned from a neighboring country. That is, I never had to go into that bag. That's rough. The New Zealand Herald reported her visa to Australia was canceled last minute before her shows there, with Australia's Immigration Minister Tony Burke citing comments by Owens that downplay the impact of the Holocaust and claimed Muslims started slavery. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. After the Australia ban, Owen said, "People don't want me to get in front of an audience and blame the Zionist media empire." Now, what I will say is, and these were my comments when she was banned in Australia, I think you should let her get in front of an audience and let them show themselves. You know, I think going to the Candace Owens show will be the Australian or New Zealand equivalent of the Confederate flag or the MAGA hat. You know, and just let them show themselves so you know what time it is. As far as her blaming the Zionist media empire, well, the proof of that is in the pudding, because she has been devoutly anti-black from quite some time, banned from Nan country. Nan country had banned her from all the stuff that she had to say about black people.
Of course, as I have said since the beginning of time, there are mistakes that police officers are human beings. There are mistakes that happen.
Excusing police violence, all that, no, none of that. When she had the credit union, the Patriot Credit Union, that wasn't an issue. When she went and said that white nationalism and white supremacy wasn't afflicting black Americans. No.
I do not think that we deserve reparations for slavery. I was never a slave in this country. And I think that the idea, if you think that you're going to get more than $200 from the government, okay, this entire debate is just, it's a joke, okay? It's never going to happen. Do you think that we're the only group, I'm just going to ask you this question, that has had something awful happen to them in this country?
That I said today that are actually harming black America. Number 1, father absence. Number 2, the education system and the illiteracy rate. Illegal immigration ranks high, abortion ranks high, white supremacy and white nationalism, if I had to make a list again of 100 things, would not be on it.
That the black community is unique from other communities. Our culture is unique from other communities because we are the only community that caters to the bottom denominator of our society. Now, George Floyd, at the time of his arrest, was high on fentanyl and he was high on methamphetamine. This came back in both of his autopsy reports. If we're hanging in the wrong crowd, doesn't matter. If we're actively helping our boyfriends move drugs, which is what Breonna Taylor was actually doing, it was not an accident, okay? She was knee deep in drugs. He was not being pursued in the video, obviously. It looked like he was running towards the car, and then when the 2 people who had guns, he went around and he attacked the person.
I feel no compassion whatsoever for Jordan Neely. Let's make that clear. And some of you guys are watching this and you're going to say, well, of course, Candace Owens feels no compassion for him because he's a black man and she never defends black men. No, I never defend black criminals.
Our biggest problem is us, okay? It's why we don't talk about it when black on black crime happens.
I had white people coming up to me with tears in their eyes, and I told Kanye this, with tears in their eyes, saying, thank you so much, as if they're the forgotten people, for just allowing us to have our voices back. They've been sitting in silence, completely sidelined, told that they are not allowed to be American because there's a vicious narrative around that somehow black Americans are suffering from policing and therefore white lives can't matter. They do. It's obvious. Kanye was correct. right? So when I cover black people on the show, I'm typically covering them because they are doing something that is idiotic.
She wasn't even banned from cities for that. You know, I was surprised. I thought maybe Detroit or Chicago or Liberty City or somebody would have said nah, but she wasn't banned. She wasn't banned for none of that. But you get into this bag, all of a sudden countries start calling. Yeah, that's what it is. Owens announced she was going to Australia and New Zealand in November for a speaking tour back in August. Through her website, only lists dates in February and March 2025 and does not mention her visa problems. Well, that is odd because, I mean, why don't you stand on business? You know, we have seen a lot of instances of people using this to their advantage. I'm surprised she's not doing that because Lord knows black conservatives love a persecution complex.
So, black man helped secure the presidency for Donald Trump, and black man, I need you to listen to all of these people that are having so much to say about you right now. I want you to listen to these white liberals that are talking about how they hate black men.
They love a persecution complex while at the same time claiming that we embrace victimhood.
So that's Rep. Jasmine Crockett, and she's basically like, look, you have to understand that her entire role in Congress is to portray the victimhood complex of black Americans.
Yeah, y'all think y'all slick. The show is marketed as one that will appeal to audience seeking alternative viewpoints and in-depth discussions on pressing political and social topics. I love the fact that they specifically mention alternative viewpoints. If you're wondering, this not gonna make sense at first. I'm just saying, it's not. This gonna sound like nonsense at first. You might even ask for your money back. It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time, and then you realize it's just an alternative viewpoint. You know what I mean? It's just alternative. It's an alternative viewpoint, like the dude who's standing on the crate outside the grocery store. Just an alternative viewpoint. That's all. Owens became a notable conservative presence on YouTube in 2017, saying she became a conservative overnight when she realized liberals were actually the racists and trolls. Wow. Well, I mean, if you become a conservative overnight, like if you change your political allegiance overnight, that really speaks to you seeing an opportunity for you in that direction. I don't, all of a sudden realizing that liberals were actually the racists and the trolls. Certainly there are racists and trolls that are liberals, but there are so many that are conservatives that there's no way you weren't confronted with them immediately. So if you made that decision overnight, that looks like a business decision is what that looks like. Those are the kinds of decisions that are made like that. She served as the communications director for Turning Point USA, a conservative group for college students founded by Charlie Kirk. And we've seen Charlie's work.
In the Civil Rights Act, though, let's be clear, created a beast, and that beast has now turned into an anti-white weapon.
And in 2018, she founded Blexit Foundation, a group that encouraged black people to leave the Democratic Party. And we have seen some of Blexit's work as well. Even though Candace Owens hasn't gotten the call up, alongside Herschel Walker and Tim Scott and Byron Donalds and Ben Carson. Whew, that is a crowded group, isn't it? Oh man, and Jigaboots. Let's not forget Jigaboots.
Wesley Hunt, for a year, spent a year living in Robert E. Lee Barracks.
Owen started a show, Candace, with the Daily Wire in 2021 and had guests including Donald Trump, former Vice President Mike Pence, and Steve Bannon. Props for including Mike Pence there. Daily Wire cut ties with Owens earlier this year after Owens had publicly sparred with Ben Shapiro, Daily Wire's co-founder, about the Israel-Hamas war. Shapiro, an Orthodox Jew, has staunchly supported Israel during the war, while Owens has regularly criticized Israel over the growing number of Palestinian deaths. She also lashed out against political Jews and said they fueled anti-Semitism, and she has supported conspiracy theories that secret Jewish gangs have been behind horrific acts in Hollywood. So that is, she really hit for the upset the Jewish caucus cycle. She really hit them all. The tension between the two escalated after Shapiro criticized Owens for her faux sophistication on the conflict and said her behavior during this has been disgraceful without a doubt. Now, I'm gonna have to stop you right here, because if she is faux sophisticated with regards to that, then why am I accepting her level of sophistication with regards to other things? If your stance is that she's going to put on her hat and pretend like she's knowledgeable and has mastered all of the information in order to present her opinion, then why am I not taking that same energy towards domestic affairs? Because I am. That's all I'm saying. After leaving the Daily Wire, Owens took her show back to YouTube, where she has more than 3 million subscribers, and she posts weekly videos in which she comments on the current political climate. And by current political climate, we mostly mean Kamala Harris's ethnicity. That is what she posts videos about. In 2018, Kanye West voiced support for Owens, saying in a since deleted tweet, he loved the way Candace Owens thinks, which sparks a friendship between the two. I would say if ever somebody tweets that they love the way that I think, and then they later find the need to delete that tweet, that's a red flag. Yeah, that is a red flag. I think just tweeting that you like the way I think being problematic enough for you to delete it, I probably should do some soul searching. You know what I mean? I probably should do some soul searching, figure out just exactly how alternative these viewpoints have become. That's what I would do. She was then present at TMZ in 2018 when West made his infamous comment that slavery was a choice. Wow, I didn't know she was on hand, so she didn't feel the need to jump in front of that at all, huh? Yeah, she didn't feel the need to denounce that. That didn't cause an issue between the two of them. Wow, that's fascinating. So she was totally cool with it. That tracks. That definitely tracks. Later that year, Owens said shirts for Blexit were created by West, though she later denied saying that and apologized to West for any undue stress or pain the effort to correct the rumor has caused them. Hey, no harm, no foul, right? Years later, in October 2022, West and Owens were seen together wearing shirts that read "White Lives Matter," which the Anti-Defamation League deems a white supremacist phrase, at a Paris fashion show, which began a string of moments that contributed to West losing much of his fortune. Now, I've used this photo a great number of times, and now years removed from it, it can seem quite comical. But keep in mind, this was all happening as we, as Black people, were dealing with significant pushback from merely asserting that our lives matter. Yeah, remember a couple videos ago when I expressed dismay at the crosswinds, as Alex Wagner described it, in advocating for a diverse workplace? Yeah, we dealt with blowback from just saying that our lives mattered. And that is a thing that I'm going to go back to forever, America. You don't get to live that one down. And there's been a lot of other stuff that's happened since then that I want to go back to too. Really, this whole era of time is something that I'm gonna make sure I chronicle for all my chillins. 2 days later, after the fashion show, Adidas said it was putting its long-standing relationship with West under review. And for days after that, West continued to make anti-Semitic statements, including that he was going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, which led to his Twitter being locked. Well, I mean, you should be able to get that down now, right? I mean, if anything, posting that should get you boosted on X. He subsequently said he didn't regret his anti-Semitic remarks, because of course not. Later that month, Adidas cut ties with West, costing him his billionaire status. Now, Owens regularly takes conservative or extreme positions on gender identity, racial issues, and more. When musician Harry Styles became the first man to be on the cover of Vogue and did so wearing a dress, Owens responded by saying, "Bring back manly men." Now, I, for one, actually appreciated this because I like to know what it is that Candace Owens looks for in a man, just so I know, where to position myself. You know what I mean? So I never end up on the wrong side of that net. She added, "The steady feminization of our men at the same time that Marxism is being taught to our children is not a coincidence. It's an outright attack. Our children." Yeah, we're talking about Harry Styles. So I don't know what our children of the world, maybe? Now, by the way, I'm sorry to read that whole article in front of you like that, but that means you're not going to be in New Zealand? Nah, see, because we decided we're going to take the tour to Fiji. Yeah, we gonna take the tour to Fiji, and then after that we going to Papua New Guinea. Yeah, because they have a very small immigration staff, and they don't be answering the phone like that. So we probably be cool over there. I don't think they got them handouts. Thank you guys so much for watching the video and supporting the channel. Like a lot of you, I'm moving forward one day at a time. A little unsure of exactly what our world will look like. And as far as I'm concerned, that means the media landscape at large, but specifically here on YouTube. And one thing that I did want to do was try and ensure that I could connect with you guys regardless of our evolving world. And two ways of doing that. One is my mailing list. And I send out a newsletter every so often, and you can sign up for my newsletter and get added to the mailing list by sending me an email at reese@reesewaters.com, or you can just sign up at my website, reesewaters.com. The second way is memberships. We launched memberships and it's gone extremely well. I'm trying to drop more and more membership content every single week. And you can find the link for membership in the description to all of my videos, including this one. And that gives me the ability to put out content and connect with you guys completely independent of the algorithm and who's in charge and who's deciding what topic and issue to favor and what to suppress. And so that is something that I think will become significantly more impactful as we move forward into a second Trump presidency. So I got the newsletter and the mailing list. You can sign up on my website, and I also have membership. The link is in the description to this and every video. Again, thanks so much for being a part of this channel. We're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off.